oldest daughter, he was friendly with the family. I guess that's why we would call him. She was in her baby bed on the porch, and she was missing. And everybody in the block was looking for her. But you remember Busy Bee? Busy Bee took her out of her playpen off the porch and took her in. The uncle used to always be at their house. But his wife was home. Mabel didn't know Baloo had picked up Lydia. But he took her and put her in his arm and drove and pick up clothes for a little while and brought her back home. And that was Lydia. Now all that hollering, crying, everybody was out. Miss Dill, everybody was out there looking for her. You know Bob Dill, old man Bob Dill. All of them was out there looking at the city looking for Lydia. And Lydia was in the car with Baloo. So yeah. Oh yeah. And another thing, I often want to say it, I don't know, I guess I'm going to say it because it's on my mind. They always talk about Donaldsonville, not the Donaldsonville Hotel now, the Nichols Hotel. Nobody died. Nobody got hurt. Everybody was safe. My grandfather died. My grandfather was, what would you call him, a Pullman or a Ballet, whatever you do in the hotel. And he used to drive a horse and cart buggy from the depot, pick up people for the Nichols Hotel. The Nichols Hotel was for I think it was for Mr. Rogers and somebody. Well, anyway, he would take people from the depot with their luggage and brought them there, and they might appoint him to be there, whatever going to be in their room. Well, the kitchen, I think, caught a fire. And Aunt Cece, I don't know what's her real name, that's my grandmother's sister. She worked in the kitchen. My grandfather, he used to bring the people their water and whatever they had to do in the hotel. When the fire took place, Grandpa helped him. So he inhaled the smoke. That's how they got to get the house they in today with the true friend change they give them. The $200, I say $2. Well, that's what Grandma bought that with, but that's because that's the money the true friends give him. But Grandpa was at home sick, Grandma said, from inhaling, and he swore her big. She kept that rocking chair until she died. They put the rocking chair, she said she put it with pillows and things, because his leg, his arm, like water running out of him. He suffered. And Dr. Henson, or Dr., I forget, I might have the wrong name, he's the one did all he could for Grandpa, but he said, but nothing that he could, because his inside was totally gone. And he just sat there with his children looking at, and there he had 8 children. And the twins was still living, except the 2 that got that mama, and all of them was small children. But every time I said, now, you know, that's a sham. They never try to think. But he was you call it a hackman or poor, we say hack, but that's a horse and cart. But he had the little buggy with the little things on it, or sometime he had that. And that is what was a hotel. And he would bring the people to the hotel, and back then he would lay out the people clothes and hang up their clothes, whatever they had to do there. My aunt had to walk uptown to the hotel to cook, but she was cooking. Or when the thing caught, I don't know if it caught in the kitchen, where it's somewhere around that part of the kitchen when it caught. And it's in part of Donaldsonville. Grandma said they had a lot of people running and screaming because she didn't know what to do. Because it was uptown, but the people live over this way could see that, and it was everything, because they said Donaldsonville was on fire. But that's never mentioned. Every time they write what they say, nobody was hurt. Now, Grandpa was waiting for Mr. Rodri, because Grandma was housewife. She used to do the house over there, that way. The house is over that way. My grandmother used to wait in the house for Miss Rodri. And I could remember a lot of things about what you know. So that's my grandpa. That's how he died. Now my other grandfather, he had a stroke, out on the levee, and they brought him home. I don't know him. I don't know either one of my grandfathers because my daddy died at, he was 64, I think, and he had, what they call it, something else. They didn't call it a stroke then. He died out there because he used to be part of the market. But nobody knew nothing about the market. But my grandfather, somewhere as I got it, he owned part of that market. He bought it, and he got it from, and I don't know how I could prove it, but he got it from in front of the courthouse on an auction, whatever you call that, bidders, whatever. And he didn't bid that much, he got it. And I can't remember the man with the boat. This was a man with that got a boat from the river. I don't know if it was the Little Irene or the Papa or what. It was a funny name for the boat. The Laura. I can't remember what day it was. It was one of them boats. But whenever I can find that paper, I can find the paper on the thing. He said, when Grandpa bought the market, this man bought the boat, and that was auctioned on the same date. I can't remember, it was 1880 something, or 70 something, or 80 something. When he got the, but we didn't own it, Daddy said. My daddy died without knowing that. I had found that out later. But he, what else I was going to say about that hotel? Nobody knew how the inside of that hotel was, that market was. I knew because Daddy told me. If somebody else got to know, just like me, I know just how it was put inside. But nobody knew nothing. They just knew it was a market there. And on the paper there, somebody said that they didn't have any markets. Well, it didn't have a market that sold food. It was a trading market. That's why when you see it, when they said no, but they didn't do that, they didn't sell nothing. They didn't sell nothing there. It was a trading place. Where my grandfather was in the first part of it, he owned it. He cooked. He didn't cook. He made coffee. And my aunts down there at my house where I'm staying now, they made the biscuits and they made bread, different things like that there. And my daddy and my uncle had to bring it up to the market every morning.
Where was the market at?
Right where they got the market now, the Saturday markets, right there on the corner by Lemons. In the next room from that room was my uncle, Uncle Frank. You know Bookie Torrance? Bookie grandpa. But Bookie, he don't like to talk about nothing like that. It was his grandpa. And the next room was Mr. What you call this man again? Moran. It was not Charles, it was his brother. The one was in the service. The one they got him out there in the graveyard, Moran, him. Now my grandfather was in the service with him. I couldn't find that for a long time. My grandfather was with him when he was a young man. Victor Moray, the Confederate, whatever you call it. That's Confederate, I think it is. He was with him.
Where did he fight it, do you know?
Yeah, I got all that, I know.
Where did he
I can't remember it, but I know. But when they be talking about things like that, I say, well, they just don't want people to be with what you know.
Did you know about Fort Butler?
Yeah, I don't know if Grandpa had anything. He might have been there, but I don't know nothing about Fort Butler. It's right up here. It's right uptown there.
How about the bridge? Remember the bridge that...
That turn and go across.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about no bridge going around up there, but I do know they had a bridge to go across go across there. But they did have one there before my time. I don't remember none of that. What I'm saying is the only thing that what Daddy said. Now, I don't know what, everything that I said. I only could repeat what him and Vernon Daddy, Bookie, would be sitting down talking about what happened. And that's how I know what I be saying, because if they was wrong, long time ago after that, all that was true stuff, what they was saying, they must know. It was young men.
Do you remember the bridge that went to Fort Barrow?
The put, where's Port Barrow? Over the bayou, huh?
Yeah, over by it. You didn't go over there much?
Yeah, we went on that little small bridge. They only got part of the stuff there. Out there, it's upside the wall. Like, yeah, we used to go across there on that little bridge, and it wasn't too wide. It was about maybe 5 feet, maybe like from here to where Luann is. We used to go over there.
Do you remember when the bayou was still open?
But that's all I know. I don't know when it opened all the way to the river. I only know we crossed there.
Okay.
And I know they used to have a man sitting there. If you wanted to go across there, they had a fella there. I forgot his name. Used to sit there, and if you had anything in a bucket to sell, he won a nickel. But they let him collect the nickel. He wasn't breaking nowhere. But he would be on this side of the bayou, sitting down right by the bridge, and he had he didn't have nothing across it. He would hold his stick out like that and say, "You can't go. If you want to sell nickel or figs, a dime or figs, whatever it was." He didn't let you go, so you give him a penny, a nickel, and he crossed over. Sure, I don't know that. I mean, I only heard about it. And I heard there they talk about the lights that they put up there. It's right in the middle where they got that Christmas tree by Lemons. Where they got the Christmas tree, that's where they put the lanterns. And I can't remember that. Try to think of that man's name that used to light the lamps. But one of them lamps there, they said it exploded, it caught a fire or something. So,
What's the best thing you like about Donaldsonville?
well, I've been here so long, I got to like it, I guess. It's okay. But you couldn't go to nothing. If we went if we went to see the carnival uptown, well, we know we couldn't go. But if it's something stupid about us, we would go uptown for carnival and stand up there and look at the king and queen go in uptown, and then come on back home and stop at Ferris and buy ice cream. That was the best part, but we just walked to see the king and queen come in, but we walked back to go to Ferris. Everybody had the nickel, ice cream from Mr. What is his name? Philip. Yeah. Now, Mr. Philip, the best people that I know that help, not say help you, but they help the colored people some. Like Mr. Philip, he sold bread for in the Puyenville, I think, and he would have him a basket or two of bread on his arm, and his wife would be at the stand uptown, you know, where they had their stand. It just was an open stand like Capone had with these sheds on them. Reg sheds or whatever you call them, awnings out there. And he sold fruits, vegetables, or maybe a little bit of piece of meat or something if it wasn't much or nothing. And they had odds and ends, because Miss Ferris would be there, but he would be out when he come in. Well, he'd come in with his ware or whatever you call it, with what he had. And Mr. Capone, I don't remember him leaving the place, but I do know he used to be reasonable with you. Sometimes you would go by 10 cents of snap beans or nickel snap beans, he would give you 2-3 handful more, you know. Well, I call that nice. Now, at Rum to Do right there on the avenue by Ferris, about what you call him? Shaheen, right there. Well, across the street to Hassan Matassa, straight about that. Well, he was nice with people, too. Because even though you bought it, he know they had plenty of children in the house, and you bought quarter bean and quarter rice, which was going to get half and half, he would dip a little bit more in his scoop and give you, you know. Now go straight home. I'm going to watch you. I could hear him saying that, you know. Now, he would, if you would ask him for lagniappe, he would give you the cookies. Sometimes he'd give you a moon cookie, and sometimes he'd give you the little animal cookies. But most time you wanted the shrimp. I said, what you gonna do with it? You gonna eat this? I said, Mama gonna cook it. and he'll give you a few more. You might have 10 shrimps. When we give you lanyard, you got about 10, about 8, 7, but he'll put 1 or 2 more in it. So once Friday come, we have like a little couple shrimps, because we would go the furthest they got. Now over here by Klein, they used to give us plenty jelly beans when they first came out. And this candy that's made the liquid stick. Well, children used to like to go there. I didn't know how to get children to go to the store. The one that give you the most or did treat you better, that's the place you went. Now when you went to Klein, you got a little bit more or whatever you want. If you go get nickel cool oil, that's a half a can of cool oil. Sometimes he give you a little bit more cool oil. But Tassie used to give you a little bit more too. Because then you paid a nickel for the cool oil. So you put some in your lamp, and you and the neighbors all put together, our neighbors, I don't know about other people. If we had a nickel, we bought our own coal oil as long as we had that nickel going. But you put together and buy the whole little thing of coal oil. And 3 or 4 people and put together, and all of us have lamp, coal oil in the lamp. And now today, coal oil, I don't know if they got none, it must cost a lot of money. You know, coal oil to light your lamp. So we got along like that. Well, we had a neighbor, he was a white neighbor, and they got to be up there too. I'm saying up there because they did better. But they would send get the, first, that, I can't call her name, first she would send get the, ask the board, the wash, the tub.
What were we talking about? We were talking about, did it give you a little lanyard?
And give you a little bit more, yeah. And trade in your cool oil. Give each person give some cool oil, have something for light at home. You couldn't afford the whole thing, the whole nickel to go get the nickel of cool oil. And some of them would give you a few drops more. And you know, another place give you more. You know, uptown by the old market, that they had a market on the avenues, on that street facing the river around there, lemons, where Coke in them here, right there. They got them they had window pans in there. Well, they used to have 2 girls, they used to be pretty. They used to stay dressed up all day, and they with lipstick and makeup. They worked there for their dad. It was Riga, and Riga was one of the stores. And what's your friend name doing that? You know the girl that worked with yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Well, her people used to, they looked like they didn't want to get dirty. We used to go get dolls, and sometimes the children would go on purpose because they knew they didn't want to put their hand on your money. They would go, we could go back, oh yeah, I want this. And you go back and you get it. I mean, changing nothing, no. You would go back and say, oh, I want one of those. Because they're not finished putting their hand in. They keep putting their hand up like this because they had a long sleeve to keep from getting this dirty, and they have to put their hand back in the window to give you a few jelly beans, you know. And when children did it on purpose, and when the one that used to be dressed pretty, and go ask her for nickel cola, and she'll call, I can't remember, sometime I could call that woman name, I can't think of her name. Right there where Donnie lived, Luann. But anyhow, she had to serve the cool oil, nickel cool oil. And well, when we got the cool oil from her, because it give you more, sometimes her daddy used to give us more, or her aunt, whoever was in the store with her. In other words, we had our places to pick to go by. And like I tell you, Mr. Rumsey Dude was real good to all the people, not just to us, but he was good to everybody. He give you a little bit of everything, more than what the others would give you. So he was really a nice person.
You said you lived back in Froggy-Moe, right?
I born back there.
Yeah. Were there many Italians back there? Didn't Italians live there?
That's what they got plenty of them back there. Now they were back there, yeah. Because they had Joe Looper and Sam Looper, one brother on one corner and the other brother on the other corner. And we would go to Mr. Joe first, because Joe would give you more than Sam. But now I guess the people that had the store know why people would go more to one, the children anyway. They give you more lanyard. And you was the one running all day to get the stuff, you know. And we used to enjoy when they would have a funeral like in town. Claiborne William Band would play, or different bands, the brass band. And when they would be playing, they play a slow thing going to the graveyard when the saints go marching in. I think that's what, no. They would play Nero, My God, to Thee, and they would play a slow piece. I can't remember. Nero, My God, to Thee, and the saints go marching in. When we go to the graveyard, when we come back from the graveyard, they play Didn't He Ramble. And the children went to the funeral because that's what they wanted to do. When that band strike up, the brass band strike up Didn't He Ramble, they'd be dirty, they'd be cleaning all of them. All of them be out in the street behind the hearse when they come out the graveyard. But going in the graveyard, it was sad. See? So that was something we enjoyed. We were waiting for it because you know when you found out somebody was dead that you know and the band was going to play, well, we was ready to go because you would come out like dead and then before they go to work, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning or whenever you went to work, you come back and say, Lena, you know who dead? You would know who dead early in the morning. We didn't have the newspaper. But the thing was on, sometimes they have 3 or 4 people died. They have like one. And the church bell would ring, and you know what church ringing, so you know who dead. Just like they're doing that town clock over again. I think Louis never paid attention till I made her notice it. I said, listen at that used to be. They would let you know what time it was. And another thing we know when dinner time was when the thing would blow, before McCall had the whistle, they used to have a bell, you can hear it way out, the people in the field. They stop working. Time to stop working with dinner time or things like that. But a lot of things like that pass people's mind. They don't ever, well, like you say, they don't want to live nothing in the past. There's nothing wrong with knowing what happened.
Do you know Mr. Claiborne Williams?
Yeah, I know him. He used to be our neighbor across the street. Yeah, you can't come through there. Tell him go to the other door. Yeah, Mr. Claiborne Williams. That's his daughter's sister. That's him standing up there. Yeah, that's when my daughter liked to play piano. She was a little bit of thing when she was, they had a piano at home and she used to play on the piano, just banging it. And Mr. Claiborne said, keep the piano because Lydia wasn't going to play music. And Lydia played music here in California, but she don't play for nobody. She play for herself. And she have played for a couple of churches, but Mr. Claiborne Williams was our neighbor. Where the Levys, you know where the Levys live? Well, that's Claiborne living right across the street. His house is side of, they didn't tear his house down yet, huh? It's right by Mr. Jim Brown's store. Claiborne Williams house.
Did you talk to him? Did you know?
I know him, yeah, I know him.
What was he like?
He was nice, pretty nice. When he wanted to be, he was nice. If he didn't want to be bothered, he didn't want to be bothered, but he was nice. If he was interested in music, he was interested in you. Know? But he stayed in his room where he had his music, and he would be in there playing his violin all the time. We used to go over there for Marie's sister, the sister that you have there, Sister Dominica. Sure, she was around my age, and she used to like to play piano all the time. She went to be a nun.
Well, Claiborne Williams taught a lot of people.
Well, I know he did. Yeah. He did teach a plenty of Mastretas and all of them.
Made Sotil,
Mm-hmm.
side taught everything.
That's right. He sure did.
He got real popular around there, didn't he?
Huh?
He was real popular.